Hey guys, so today I want to do real talk. This is something that I have been dealing with myself that I just want to share. I'm pretty much an open book on social media. So this is just something that I deal with daily that I want to share with you guys now. It's just something that I feel like a lot of people need to understand. A lot of people need to realize, and some of you might be dealing with it yourself. So, backstory, I've struggled with my weight all growing up. I was never really big, but I was always that person where if I cheated a whole lot, I gained like 5-10 pounds in like a week. My metabolism was just always not right. After college, after high school, I tried out for a college dance team because I was always a dancer, and I didn't make it. And that was a huge hit for me. And I just feel like it made me spiral out of control. I was partying, I was drinking, I was eating. I gained about 50 pounds in probably a year or less. I really just didn't care about myself. I started smoking. Like I said, just really not who I was. It wasn't until I kind of fluctuated a little bit. I kind of lost some of the weight, tried a couple of different things because I was just so unhappy. I looked in the mirror and I just hated what I saw. I avoided mirrors completely because I just felt gross. I just didn't feel like myself. And so it wasn't until I met my now husband. He was in the military, very fit, they're very goal oriented, that it started to rub off on me a little bit. The beginning of a relationship was hard because, he was super fit. I was super unfit. I didn't really have that self-confidence about myself. I struggled with who I had become. And I realized at that point who I had become. So, of course, we worked together. I got into pretty good shape. I had lost, about half the weight that I had put on. And it wasn't until he got deployed for 9 months and I was in North Carolina by myself that I threw myself into the gym. I was doing different things at the gym, different classes, and I lost pretty much all my weight and got back to my high school weight. Of course, when he got back, I got pregnant. And so since then, it's just been this yo-yo, up and down, up and down, up and down, until I had my second daughter. I was like, okay, I need to find something where I can keep this off, know and figure out what my body's doing. So of course, you guys know, I found Beachbody programs. So I lost, after my daughter, another 50 pounds, so my body has changed pretty consistently for the last couple of years. I've gone up, I've gone down. So for the last year and a half, I've stayed pretty consistent. But one thing that's so hard is your mind. Your mind plays so many tricks on you. It's ridiculous. So even though I still haven't gained that weight back, my mind is thinking, oh, okay, well, you're gaining 5 pounds. Are you going to end up gaining more weight? Now, since then, my metabolism has changed, right? So I can have a cheat meal here and there. It doesn't mess me up as bad as it did before. Crazy. Your body just adjusts to what you're doing, and it starts this whole nother rhythm that I didn't have even, in middle school. My body has come accustomed to what I'm doing now, which is great because I can enjoy these different things, but my mind doesn't think that. So if I splurge on a meal, I'm beating myself up about it because I'm thinking that I'm going to gain all this weight. So your mind, even though your body's changing, your body's doing its thing, your mind is still back here, So for the longest time, I always had that in my head, even now I've put on some weight since losing the weight. Not a lot, maybe, less than 10 pounds, but still more than 5 pounds. Usually about 5 to 10 is where it's ranging. But in my head, it's like, oh gosh, I'm gaining weight again. What if I'm going to lose control again? So it's like this constant struggle every day where it is hard for me to enjoy cheat meals because in my head before, you have a cheat meal, it's gonna completely change. Now my body type completely changes. If I don't work out for a certain amount of time, or if I take some time off, my body composition changes, which most people it does. But mindset wise, that's a hard thing to see. It's a hard thing to deal with. Because I've seen my body go from this to that and change so dramatically that I want to see it a certain way, but it's not realistic. So for me, in June of last year, I did the Beachbody Classic. Probably the best, I mean, it was the best shape of my life. I've never had abs before. I've never had any kind of, I've never even worn a bikini like that before. You know, like even whenever I was in high school and you're supposed to be super thin, I've never experienced that. I was always the one covered up. Never did I like walk out in a bikini and feel absolutely confident. And that was the one time in my life I felt absolutely confident. Now, of course, there was things that I still could have worked on, but for me, that was a huge accomplishment because I had never done it before. I've never looked like that before. But since then, it's in my head now. You know, like I've seen what my body is capable of doing. I want to push myself harder. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that I pride myself on. You know, I'm going to do Beachbody Classic again this year, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling to get back into that mindset because it's tough. You know, I give all my props to bikini competitors and physique competitors because it is a mind game. It's every single day making that choice. And I've been struggling with that this time. And I think it's mainly because whenever you get stuck, and you're just, you want your body to be a certain way, or you want to feel and look a certain way, that's a mental kind of game that you're playing with yourself. So what I've kind of learned from this is, you know, we all have goals of what we want to look like or what we want to feel like, but you have to be realistic. You know, shooting for one goal like I did last summer, perfect. But I have to know that I can't be that body all year round. It's just not healthy. It's not healthy to feel and look that way for the whole year. You know, I did specific things to shred down for that, which it's fine. If you have something that you're going to set a goal for, go for it. But just let yourself know that there has to be a happy medium. Now, I'm not saying, you know, let yourself go after your big accomplishment, but definitely find that happy medium. And I am there right now, but I'm struggling with it because I've seen what I'm capable of doing. I'd love to stay that way 24/7, but I just need to keep telling myself it's not realistic. Enjoy it. Enjoy your life. You've still lost 45 pounds. You know, I have to go back to my why, to why I started, how far I've come, and just always remember how far you've come. Even if it's 5 pounds, that's 5 pounds that you got off. Be happy about that. You know, it's just a mindset that you have to let yourself not get wrapped up in it. And that's something that I struggle with daily, mainly because it is my passion. I enjoy working out, which I never thought I would do because, like I said, I danced, but that was about it. You know, I was never a runner. I was never into weightlifting, anything like that until I found this. So it's definitely it's always on my mind because it's what I do for my job and it's what I do for my hobby in my life. But at the same time, I can't let my long-term get into my short-term. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you guys. I know I'm kind of rambling, but it was just something that was on my heart that I wanted to share with you. And I just want to let you guys know that I put myself out there on social media mainly to hold myself accountable. Like I said, I've always been one to procrastinate. So if I'm not like sharing it and you're like, oh, how's everything going? And I'm like, oh, I haven't been doing it. So thank you for following along. Thank you for watching this. And I hope it gave you some value and just an insight into my daily life. Thanks, guys.